Well, howdy, welcome back to the channel. I'm back in the shop and we're going to be making another project. So, here we go. Today we're going to be making that. Now on Amazon, I looked and it said in the past month 300 people had visited it. This would be my first time making it. I wanted to find a planter that would be easy for anybody, especially if you don't have a lot of tools. Because I know that not everybody has a table saw, not everybody has a miter saw, not everybody has a joiner, not everybody has a planer. So I want to make sure that I make these as simple as possible, with them still looking good. Like I said, this is my first time making this. I don't know if they sell or not. I'm just going by what I saw, and apparently a lot of people were buying them, so let's jump in. So here we have a cedar fence picket. I got this at Home Depot for like $4, I think. It's cedar, so this is going to be perfect for a planter. Once again, just make sure you have hearing protection, a mask of some sort, and some eye protection. Okay, so first we're just going to start out by marking and cutting two 12-inch boards. These are going to be used for the long side of the planter. So in order to make this next cut, we have to know how wide our board is. Typically pickets are 5.5 inches wide. So go ahead and move that board up to 5.5 inches, and we're going to cut up two squares. This is going to act as the sides of our planter. So this is the final cut for right now. We're just going to mark it 11 inches and then cut it. This is going to be used for the bottom of the planter. Next up is just to sand it smooth. This can be a little bit difficult because it's a picket. Pickets are cut rough, so it might be easier if you do have a joiner or a planer just to run it through that once or twice. So again guys, another really simple construction. Just take your 11-inch board, place that for the bottom. Just add your 12-inch as the walls, basically like a gingerbread house. And then these two just fit right into place. You get the idea. Okay guys, if this part is completely optional, this is just to make it look a little bit better. This is, if you do have a table saw, this would be a perfect part for you, or if you can come up with another way to do it. But basically I'm measuring it out to where I have 3 sections. I'm going to lower down my table saw blade, and then I'm going to run the boards through it. This way it gives it kind of a plank effect. And if you want to do it to the little side squares too, you can do that as well. Okay y'all, next step is just assembly. I'm going to be using a brad nailer and some glue. Just make sure that your nails are nails that won't rust. So whether that's galvanized or stainless steel, and then make sure your glue is waterproof as well. This is very important if you're using it for a planter, especially if it's going outside. The assembly is super simple. All I'm doing is just building a box. So I'm just taking the bottom board, that was the 11-inch board, and I'm just building the box around that. Make sure you use quite a bit of glue and nails. Okay, and we're just going to resand it just to make sure that there's no edges sticking up, making sure that there's no splinters sticking out, and just to make it look nice and smooth. Okay, so now this is the final cutting. All we're going to be doing is cutting two 1-inch pieces for the feet. I'm adding the feet onto this project because when I water it, I want to make sure that the water doesn't get stuck underneath the planter. Okay, now that we have the feet cut out and sanded, I'm just going to mark where my feet are actually going to go. I did 12 divided by 3, and that gave me 4 inches, so every 4 inches I put one. I didn't put it directly on the 4 inches, I went over about 1/2 inch. That way would be spread out just a little bit more, but that way they're even. So I'm just going to press them down and then nail them. Sorry that the feet look a little weird. I had to redo it because I accidentally put it on the floor and it was just too close for me, so I had to redo it. So it looks a little rough there, but anyway, the final step is just to drill out the drain holes. A lot of companies just let the customer drill it for themselves, but I figured I'd just go ahead and do it. So I just cut out 6, and hopefully that's enough. I used a 9/16 bit, so those are pretty big holes. But I just drilled until I could see the bottom. I didn't drill all the way through. That way there's no breakage, and as you can see, I just went back and drilled on the other side, and that way it's not as rough looking. Well guys, that's it. Good cedar planter. You could use it for yourself or you could try to sell it. There's so many other things you could do with it. You could even put some trim around the edges if you wanted to. If you weren't going to use this for planting, you could, and you wanted to use it for decoration, you could stain it. But I mean, just customize it, make it how you want to. All you need is the basic tools. Obviously this part, it might be a little bit harder to do with basic tools, but you don't have to have that. I just wanted to do it because I think it makes it look cooler. But yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like what you see, please hit the like button and the subscribe button, and appreciate everybody who's subscribed so far and have watched my videos. I'll catch you in the next one.